Hello everybody, this is Douglas Bedford coming again from Passive Movement Marketing. So in the last video I showed you how to make or how to use Facebook pixels. In this video I'm going to show you how to create your first Facebook ad. So again, the whole thought behind this series of videos was to show someone that had their own small business, in our example a bar, to run Facebook ads and understand how the platform works in case they don't want to hire someone like me that had their own social media marketing agency and wanted to do it on their own, which is totally possible. The only thing, it takes time and a little bit of resource and practice and patience. But watching these videos should help you. So let's get to it. So the first thing you need to do is create a pixel, which we showed in the last video. You can go back and check that one out. And next, you need to create your go into your Facebook Ads Manager and create your first ad, which is very exciting. And go to Google and type in Facebook Ads Manager. And then if you just click the first option, it'll take you to this screen here and go to create ad. So we just typed in Facebook ads into Google and we got here. And then if you go to create an ad, we take into this screen here. Now for me, I want to make sure that I am on my Passive Movement Marketing account. But if you're running this on your own, you probably just you only need one account. So let's get that out of the way because that's when I started earlier. So if you look to the left here, you'll see campaign ad setup or ad set ad. And one of my mentors early on that showed me Facebook ads said think of it as a tree. So the campaign is like the tree trunk. The ad set is like a branch from that tree trunk, and the ads are like the leaves off the branch, if you think of it in that sort of way. But let's start off with campaign, the tree trunk. So we want to pick what's our marketing objective. And you'll see all these options here, which can seem very confusing, but let's just focus on starting your first ad for yourself. And you want to bring traffic to your website. So let's just click traffic. And the reason why this is important is because, like, depending on which one of these options you choose, brand awareness, reach, engagement, you probably won't be doing app installation, but video views, lead generation, message, conversion, it'll take you down different roads of advertising, but two, they cost differently. Traffic is out of all the options are the best bang for your buck. For if you switch to conversions, you're getting traffic that are more likely to buy, but if you're in the beginning part of your research, then conversions are going to cost a lot more per click. So traffic is the best way to start off to get data for yourself, as it is for me. Anyway, so campaign name, traffic. We're going to use the same example that we used in the last video, and that was for a 341 condo. 341 condo outreach. That's what I'll name it. You can name it anything. When it says create A/B test, campaign budget optimization, just stay away for those for now. And then so now we're at ad set name. So this is the branch. So let's name this, again, we're naming this to have everything organized. So 341 condo outreach Oakland. And this will all make sense in a second, just stick with me. And so if you haven't watched the last video, I used the example of a real estate website that I was building called 341 Condo. Just for the scale of this video series, I'm just going to stick with one website, so it's everything's self-contained. So if we go to traffic, we'll see a couple options: website, app, messenger, or WhatsApp. For this, we want to get traffic to our website, so we're going to click on website. Now if you look here, it says dynamic creative, provide individual assets like images, headlines. We're going to keep that off. Offer, we're just going to keep off. We're going to go directly to audience. And the reason why we're keeping those off is if you're just getting started off, these are just too many options to try to understand, and the more variables you have, you won't understand what to fix if you're doing this by yourself. If you have someone that's running an ad agency, or someone that has a if you're running an ad agency, or if you're working with someone that's familiar with Facebook ads, they'll probably use these options. But if you're using this by yourself, then the less options you have, the better you can figure out what's working and what's not working. So, audience. Here we are. So here we are at audience. So if you have a custom audience, you can make a lookalike audience. In a previous video, I talked about how important it was to collect email addresses. If you have a list of email addresses, you can add them in here and it'll find people that are like the ones that are on your email address. But we're going to act as if we don't have anything. We're starting from scratch. So we're going to leave custom audiences out. Location. We're going to get rid of Costa Rica, where I'm currently residing. And we're going to have the map of the world. For us, I want to type in Oakland because 341 Condo is a real estate website for the Bay Area. Bay Area being San Francisco, Oakland, that area in California. So there we are. I have a search radius of 25 miles. Now if you look there, that's the type of people I want to target. I want to target that area because I'm looking for people in that area that are looking to either buy or sell their condo. So that makes sense for me. If I was a bar, I would probably do a smaller square radius. Say if I had a bar in Oakland, I would probably do something like 5 miles. Or the lowest I could get is 10 miles. It used to be 5, but Facebook is always changing, so you always have to use it. But another thing I would do is, you see how there's an area of that's in the water? Well, if you use the option drop pin, you can actually pick exactly where you want to go, or you can actually type in your address. So let's say my bar was, let's go 312 Telegraph. So I'm locked in tight right there. And I could do, there it is. So I could do a 1 mile radius. But for the sake of business, a 5 mile radius. So I still got a little bit of the water, but in that area of 5 miles, if I'm a bar or a restaurant, that's pretty much the distance I think people would go to travel to get food, depending on if it's a special occasion. People definitely go further. But if I'm a neighborhood establishment, 5 miles is a great radius because it's walking distance, it's biking distance, it's driving distance, public transportation is all there. So we'll just stick with this model. So 5 mile radius, and then the age group. Knowing your age group is very important. You just don't want to blankly do 18 to 65. You want to think of the clients that you want. So for this, if I was sticking with the bar, it would be 21, age 21, of course. Um, but sometimes it's better to get some people that have more experience being in those type of environments. Excuse me. So let's go 20 to age 45, 23 to age 45. And then you can see our outreach already. We have the potential to reach 4,000 to 12,000 people, and that's all genders. And languages, we'll go English language, pending. But as you start adding your criteria, you can start seeing how specific your outreach can be. So this is depending on what you want. And I'm sticking with bars, even though I typed in 341 condo earlier to just stick with restaurants. I just also want to give people a few ideas of how to use this tool, specifically for people that are in the bar industry. So include one of the following demographics. Let's type in sports. That's an easy one. But to be more specific, I would probably type in Golden State. And so if you see employers, you don't want to click on that. If you click employers, it's people that are employed by the Golden State Warriors. And that might be an outreach you want, but maybe the interest in Golden State Warriors, because those are the actual fans. And now you see like our search got cut in half, which is great, because now if we're a sports bar and we're offering things that have to do with the Warriors, or if they're in the playoff at the time of you researching them, then you're getting closer to the customer that you want. And so the next thing I would probably type in if I was a bar was beer or cocktails. Let's go. Alright, that shrinked even more, and let's type in beer, just because. Boom. And I think that is a fine detail that we have here. 3,000 people, 3,000 to 8,000 people that we could reach out to in a small 5-mile radius. Now, if you could get, I don't even know, like 10% of 3,000 people, that's 300 new people that you're reaching out to, depending if they're not already fans of your bar already. So we got that out. We got that part done. Connections, no results found. That's fine. Placement. So this is another important thing. You could click automatic placements, and depending on what your ad is going to look like, and I'll show you how to create an ad in a future video, it's where your ad is going to go. So whether it's going to be on a cell phone, if it's going to be within Facebook, is it going to be on a display network? Display network would be a website that has to do with Facebook, or Facebook has a partnership with, and your ad will show. But for me, I like to know exactly, this part is important. Automatic will work if you just don't, want to deal with any too many creative ideas. But if you look at edit placements, you can check a few things that are very important. Maybe you want people that only search on their mobile phone. This is important because over 70% of traffic on the internet is searched through mobile phones. It's becoming the platform of choice for people. If you think about it, like how many times you see people on their phones, especially when they're trying to find a place to go. Usually people don't do that on the desktop. And if you're trying to save money on your ads and you want it to go towards a certain person, like you got to imagine who your customer is. Like if you were your customer, like what would they be doing? Like if I wanted to go to a bar, I wouldn't look at my desktop at home. I would look on my phone, and whether I would be outside or I'll be on the move looking for something interesting to do. And I think those are the people that you want to target. So I would get desktop out of the way and just go mobile. And next is the platform is how you want your video or your ad to show up on Facebook. So stories, marketplace, suggested videos, right column, instant articles, feeds. You know what? I would want my ad to be in a feed, to tell you the truth, because that's how I use Facebook, and that's how, like, when I'm looking through ads and I see I'm disrupted in the sense of I see something cool and I'm like, oh, I'm interested in that. I'm gonna catch it in the feed part. Maybe instant articles. It depends. I've yet to personally catch something that I found interesting there. So, like, when you're making these, you got to imagine what it's like to be a customer, someone that's searching for something, or someone that's disrupted by something, and then choosing to go somewhere. And if you don't know, and you have employees, I would ask them, like, how Facebook ads change the way they shop or to go places. So let's take away that right column. Yeah, no one really uses that one. Suggested videos. Depends if your ad's going to be a video or a just a plain regular picture ad. For this, we're probably not going to do a video, so let's get that out of the way. Marketplace is where you shop for. It's kind of like the Craigslist of Facebook, so that's probably not going to go there. Stories, you know, that may be a good one. I would think. So we'll keep that one. Stories is like the Instagram stories, as you see on the bottom here, where people are searching through Facebook stories and your ad just shows up and tells them something interesting. So that's good because people, you've got to think about it, if someone's on stories, they're actively looking at that. So they're okay with catching something that's an advertisement. Instagram, if your picture is great, I would definitely go to Instagram feeds and stories. Audience networks, I would probably stay out of this one, tell you the truth. Just because, like, if someone's on a website and they're looking for cooking or things of that nature, they're not really thinking about bars or restaurants. I mean, okay, they're thinking about restaurants in the sense if it's cooking, but if you're a bar and you're trying to show a sports game or you're trying to show people to hang out, that's not what someone's looking for. You got to just imagine being the person that you're going for. Messenger, for restaurants and bars, I just don't think so. But these are my opinions, and your opinions could. It's all about testing. So you have to create a few ads to actually get the information that's true. But for me, in my experience, that's just what I'm basing these decisions off of. So depending how big a person's screen is on their phone, the video is going to display a little bit differently, and that's based upon the size of video that you upload. I wouldn't worry about this too much if I'm just advertising for, like I said, a bar. It's getting a little bit too detailed, but I just do all mobile devices, and then depending on how big your image is. So if it's just a picture, I wouldn't worry about only when connected to Wi-Fi. But if it's video and it's a long ad, if someone's scrolling through their phone, they're not going to wait for something to load. So they'll just go right by it. You have like 1 to 3 seconds to get someone's attention, and that's getting even smaller amount of time on devices. So that being said, if you just have a picture ad opposed to a video, I would not worry about only connected to Wi-Fi. I would just leave that the way it is. So budget and schedule. This is actually a free strategy. So let me back this up. All right. So if you create an ad and you're using the power of a playoff game to grab people you're putting yourself in front of a high traffic situation, if you're with me. So if you're a bar, you're a sports bar, there's a playoff game that a lot of people are interested in, and if you're using that energy to collect traffic, or you want to use that energy to collect traffic for future dates that there's not going to be like high traffic like after the playoff game's in, you would then create an ad using the playoff game to get people's attention. And then you would have them opt into your website to get some sort of freebie, and with that freebie you would get their email address. So if I was working for you, I would create a ad that had that in mind. So what I would do would probably do so what Facebook is doing here is like it knows the type of people, it knows its members. So it'll only send traffic for people that are more likely to click and go to a landing page. And then so if you do link clicks, it's people that are more likely to click on certain type of links. It's more of the same. And then impressions is people that it's just going to put your ad in front of a lot of people's faces. So there's two things we could do here. So if we wanted to collect people's email addresses, we would create some sort of ad and either use link clicks or landing page views. Now if we just wanted people to see an ad and let them know, okay, we're showing the game, get here, then we'd just do impressions. For this, we'll just do impressions. And it's how much you're willing to spend a day. So we have lifetime budget and daily budget. You know, I would just do a daily budget and I would start off with $3. And the reason why is you can make about 3 different ads, and then you can see which one is actually working. And then the one that does work, you focus your energy on that one, and then you cut the other 2 out of the way. And so this is what I do when I'm working for a client. I'll create 5 ads at $3 and run them for 3 days. The reason why is 3 days is Facebook, the pixel, needs to collect enough data to understand the people that are clicking on the ads. And once it understands that, then it knows how to go after those people. And while that's happening, your ads are being tested in the market. So the ad that does work, you'll know from the data. And then once you have that data and then the ad that's a winner, you cut off the ones that don't work. And then you duplicate the ad that does work and you make a little change to it and see if that works. That way you're constantly improving on something that does work, if that makes any sense. So that little tangent, I think that helped out. So cost controls, maximum bid in each auction. Facebook will aim to get the most impressions. That's fine. And so it says start my ad continuously starting today. So depending on when the playoff game starts, or you know there's one coming down the line, you can, if you just figured out you're going to run the ad and the game starts tomorrow, then you want to hit this right away. But if the game starts in a week, you can set a certain date. So I'm going to choose May 1st, and the ad will run till like May 3rd. Why not? And then I'm going to hit continue. So this ad's called traffic. So now so if we go back to the story we used to describe what a ad is, we have the campaign, which is the tree trunk. We have the ad set as the branch, and so the ad itself is the leaf. So we're going to change this to ad is Warriors basketball. Cocktail drinkers. All right. And so when you run an ad, it has to come from a specific page. So for me, this will come from passive movement marketing. But if it was for you, we would have set up a business page for you. So in the next video, now that we're here, I would show you how to set up a business page also. And if you had an Instagram account attached to your page, we would connect that to your to this ad account too. So when the ads go out, it shows that it's coming from your bar's Instagram page also. So these are your options: single image, video, carousel. So you can have a combination of videos and images, collection. I would just do a single image, but it just depends on what you want to show. So this is kind of up to you and what converts the best. Single image would convert, and for the sake of this will do. Add instant experience. Let's just stay away from this right now. But we would test it. We would run a couple ads to see if this would work or would not, but we're just going to go with not. And boost performance with video templates. Not worry about that because we're not running a video. I'm going to add an image. Boom, so that's going to be our image, just because. And so you see how this has like my logo in the corner and things like that. That's why it's also important to have a certain type of brand identity if you're a bar. Some sort of logo or some sort of thing with your name on it. But that's another video and another type of training. But then you'll see here, this is how my headline will look. Passive movement marketing beer is displays this. URL for my website. So links. It's going to go to my website, or if I wanted to, I could create a Facebook event that is a bigger advertisement in itself. So I would probably just I would have created a Facebook event before this if I was going to run a ad that went directly to an event that I was having at my bar that was a Warriors game, playoff game. So the text, you want to get someone's attention quickly. So don't miss. I would probably say something fun, like since it's basketball, and the thing is like you're disrupting someone's scrolling, you want to disrupt their attention. I put something like, don't miss this shot, right? Because it's a play on words, and it has to do with basketball and cocktails. I'd probably think about this ad a little bit more, but for the sake of this video, yeah, just want to show you how to do one. Don't miss this shot. Warriors game today at 5 p.m. Happy hour starts early at 4:30. Get a seat at the bar before we fill up. Something to that nature. Like I said, I would think about this a little bit more, probably add some punctuation. So I would fill this information out, then add a website. Beerbar.com. Something like that. And then the headline would be Warriors Game 1 at Beer Bar on Beer Bar. Let's win. Call to action. Learn more will work. So you create this in different languages. Depending on your situation, you might want this. Like if it was a World Cup game or something, I'd probably just hit up all the languages. But for this, it's a basketball game. It's in Oakland, so we'll just keep it English. And display link, optional, don't worry about that. News feed. But we'd probably put our beer. Display link, we won't worry about that. News feed, link description. That's something you could, the more information you add, the better, but the thing is you want to like keep it short and simple for people, because they're, like I said, you have 3 seconds to get someone's attention and they'll know whether or not they like it, like what you're offering or not. And so like I already have my Facebook pixel set up for this that were created earlier. So if you set up yours like we did in the last video, that option would be right here waiting for you to use. So we're just going to confirm. And our ad's all set up and ready to go. So we see the campaign, the ad set, and the ad. And that's pretty much how you set up, without taking up too much of your time, that's pretty much how you set up an ad, and it would start going. And then you would create just one, but I would probably create 3 and test them out with different language, different photos. And if I was just getting started, I would just test 3. Granted, you'll spend a little bit of money, but if you think about it, if I said that for $9 a day, you could let people know about your bar, and you'll have the potential of reaching 3,000 people. As a business owner, I would take that offer. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, and this is Douglas Bedford from Passive Movement Marketing, telling you have a good day, and if you would like some more information, reach out to me at Douglas, D-O-U-G-L-A-S, at Passive Movement Marketing. Check out our other videos on YouTube, or get in contact with me at